Welcome back to another video. I want to thank everyone for their views. Thank you for joining me today. And today I wanted to bring some messages. I'm going to read a little tarot. There's more motivational videos to come and things like that. But honestly, I'm in a transition period in my life. And sometimes when you're moving from one thing to the next, this is where the area can be gray in your life. A lot of the topics that I want to discuss, even including narcissism and things like that, I'm a real human, spiritual being having a human experience here. And a lot of the things that, that I'm going to bring to you guys is happening in real time. So I have to find the balance between, motivating and actually dealing with this stuff in real life. If you guys decide to be an influencer or be in a public eye in some sort, you're always going to have that person that's still watching your information, your stories, your videos, things like that. So you have to be very careful, especially with dealing with certain individuals with disorders, whether they know it or not. So that's where I'm at. Is I'm still sharing custody, sharing a child with a individual that does not give two cares about me, don't care how I feel, don't care about, what's going on, just only care about themselves and making themselves feel good, and don't care if even making sexual advances to me, things like that causes anxiety. This person doesn't care. So again, I'm basically just making sure that I watch what I say on here. I could trigger this narcissist at any given moment by anything that I say. And so that's where I am, is just coming into balance and finding harmony between, letting you guys know what's going on so that you guys can be motivated and keeping myself safe. So that's why a lot of the times I have topics to talk about and things like that. But, right now, like I said, I'm going through a transition. And even when you're protecting yourself, even when you've already been abused by someone or you've been mistreated, you still have to heal through that, as well. And you have to take responsibility for allowing the abuse, for allowing the mistreatment, for as long as you did. So a part of my transition is forgiving myself as well. So if you guys have went through something that was very traumatic and you grieving the situation, and even if you're currently growing through what's going on in your life, you have to make sure that you're taking time out to heal. Excuse me, that you're taking time out to forgive yourself. Forgiveness can be one of the hardest things to do when healing. I think that's the part that took me the longest to get through, and I'm still getting through that part, is forgiving yourself when you know or you felt something was off and you still proceeded. Not listening to your intuition, not listening to your heart, things like that. So that could be a tough transition. But if there's someone out there that's experiencing some things like I am, continue to grow through it. Continue to allow yourself grace through the healing process. There's going to be parts of you that people that are around you are going to see. It's not going to always be pretty. They're going to hear some of the negativity that you may have because you're being in reality with some things that's happening. They're going to hear some of the positives. Sometimes they're going to hear more bad than good. The healing process, nobody's is going to look the same. Nobody can tell you how to heal. Nobody knows exactly what the necessarily steps are to healing. Everybody is different. So again, have grace, have patience, have understanding for yourself and what you're going through at this time, or what you've been going through, because that's all you have. That's all you have is your patience. That's all you have is grace. Understanding, trying to understand yourself from the perspective that you was in at that time and why you made certain decisions. Learn to take responsibility and accountability for your actions, your part that you played in a lot of your decisions. So that's where I'm working on for myself. And again, everything that I bring you guys is something that I have experienced, that I know firsthand, so that I can give you guys the information. I had to live through it, and I'm currently still living through a lot of the things that I've talked about on here. So, again, I'm going to go ahead and pull cards. I saw this movie, y'all, called Tarot last week, because I wanted to see what is the narrative. And of course, anything can be seen as negative, So, I wanted to see what the narrative was. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like this is demonic. I'm sorry. I think I know God would have told me if I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. I heard it any other time that I've done stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing. So, I actually talk to God myself, so everybody has to talk to God themselves to figure out what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing in this world. Honestly, I really feel like everybody has their own set of rules and guidelines. There's things that you may be able to get away with that I'm not able to get away with. The same goes vice versa. There's things that I can get away with that you might not be able to get away with. Everybody's at different levels, and I feel like if you have a certain level of understanding, then some things are wrong and some things are right. Some other person might not have the same level of understanding as you, so God, may allow them to get away with it. It just depends, Once you know better, you're supposed to do better. So if you know better, then God's going to hold you to higher standards than other people. That's what people don't realize. Especially when there's people going around intentionally hurting people and saying, well, there's no karma. We can do whatever we want to do in this world. True. So if you don't believe in what goes around comes around, that's cool. But for those that have that understanding, for those who God upholds to a higher standard, that's not what God is saying, that you don't know you can do whatever you want to do. You're going to get your karma. What goes around comes around. But it comes around at your level. So, excuse me. So, I'm getting that there's a lot of people that have possibly have been dealing with boundaries, setting boundaries. Somebody out here has been working on setting boundaries. There's a period in your life where you may not have had boundaries, or where your boundaries may have been sketchy, where you may have been coming from a low place with your boundaries instead of upright. So you were more in the lower level. When dealing with your lower level is, that's a part of your sexuality. Your organs is down there on that lower half of yourself. So these are boundaries regarding someone, some things, some issues around your sexuality. I'm also getting that this could also be something that you are working on is, how do you set boundaries with yourself first? And how do you set boundaries with other people that you're dealing with? I am getting a feminine energy, so feminine versus masculine. So I'm talking to a lot of feminine energies right here, where you have not been setting boundaries that are actually sticking. You're not actually sticking to your boundaries regarding your sexuality with masculines. I am getting that if you're looking for something different, you got to do different. So you can't keep doing the same thing, keep making the same mistakes regarding your sexuality and how you're expressing yourself and who you're expressing yourself with. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. So I'm getting that some of you guys are coming into the realization that you have had low boundaries, that you've had no boundaries, that you are allowing your strength to be tested, or a part of your strength has been pulled and used for these sexual encounters. I'm getting that people that you may have laid with are not seeing you as wise. They seen that you're a wise person, but they're saying that you're not using your wisdom regarding people that you are intermingling with. I'm getting that these people are seeing that you are strong, but you may be a strong person, but in this area, sexuality may be something that you struggle with. Yeah. I'm getting that some of you guys may get messages and informations to let you know regarding people that you may be interacting with. And some of you guys do not listen to your intuition. Some of you guys can sense things that you shouldn't be doing before you do it, and you still go through with it. And it's something regarding sexuality. I'm getting that the more that you set boundaries for yourself and have more love for yourself, actually know what you want, actually, know what's acceptable. Some of y'all need to sit down and see what is acceptable in your sexuality, your sex life. Some of you guys might be struggling with sexuality. Some of you guys might be bisexual or thinking about that. It's for somebody. I'm getting that there is people out here that may be really thinking about, how am I being seen to masculine energies? How am I being viewed regarding sexuality? I'm getting that a lot of men may see you as someone that doesn't have boundaries, or your boundaries have been loose, or your boundaries have been something that you may say, this is what you want, this is not what you're going to accept, this is something you will accept, but you're still teeter-tottering and you're still allowing things to happen that you don't necessarily want to happen. I'm getting that going forward, if you're choosing to deal with masculine energies, you really need to find your worth. And you need to stand on business when it comes to your worth. That way that people will stand on business when they are interacting with you, because they're seeing, how are you treating yourself? What are you allowing? What are you giving into so quickly? They're seeing, do you have self-control? this is what you're going to be attracting. But if you don't know your worth, if the boundaries that you're setting for yourself does not show your worth, then this is what you're going to be attracting, is people that don't know your worth either, because you don't. I'm getting that, yeah, some of you guys are being asked to set higher boundaries, higher expectations for yourself regarding your sexuality. You have to know that that energy is very sacred. That is where your creativity lies. So some of you guys could be feeling stagnant, stuck, not able to create things at this time. And it could be because your boundaries are low. Your boundaries are low. I'm getting that you're allowing your heart to engage in situations that are not for your highest good. You're allowing your heart and what your heart is saying, solely on what your heart is saying, to get you in situations that test your boundaries. Deep love. So your sexuality is deep. It's more than just wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And if you don't see that, I'm hearing there's people out here that's saying that we all got the same thing between our legs. But you got to know that just because we all do, don't mean that we're all the same. We all have different energy. We all have different thoughts. We all have different ideas. They're the same, but they're different. We all have our own aura. And you have to know that your energy is sacred. If you don't feel like you're worth it, if you don't feel like you're worth setting boundaries for, if you don't feel like you're worth taking time out and healing yourself and not just giving yourself over to anyone, then people aren't going to feel that either. It starts with you and what you think about yourself. It starts with, what do you think your worth is? And then you set your boundaries according to that. You know that you're worth more than what you have been giving. Excuse me. You know that you're worth more than just sex. Some of y'all want more than just sex, but y'all are allowing yourselves to be used, and you're using yourself. You're using yourself. Because we all know that we can engage in that activity by ourselves. We don't even necessarily need another person. So if you go to decide to interact with someone in that way, are you setting your boundaries up? Are you just letting people run amok? You have the strength to determine what's best for you. You have this, your power. Your P has power. And everybody don't have the same power. It's up to you to determine what your worth is. Nobody else is going to determine that for you, especially the people that you're engaging with. Your life is a canvas, so it is what you make of it. I'm getting that. I'm speaking to artists here. You have the power to manifest. This is for some people that are struggling with even finding someone that they feel like is worth their time. You have the power to manifest someone into your life. But if you don't have any boundaries, what are you manifesting? You're going to continue to manifest people that don't care about you, that don't see your worth, that's only going to use you for what you are, that's not even going to appreciate what you bring to the table, your energy, your power. These people will manifest off of you. Use your energy and go get creative and do things that they need to do in their life while you're sitting around being used. Your whole is more than just the whole. This is the whole portal. It should be an honor and a privilege to enter your portal. Like, this is where babies come out of it. Babies come out of this hole. So this is definitely a message for the females, the feminines. Your hole is sacred. And I ain't even, matter of fact, I'm here, don't even talk to just to the females. Your booty hole is sacred. Like, what? Your whole period, your body entering you, period, is sacred. Male or female. You have to be very aware of who you're allowing to enter into you. You have to be careful who you're entering. This is really linked towards your creativity and what you want to do in life. It can be determined. What you manifest going forward is determined by who you're sleeping with. Are you allowing what you feel to just have you engaging in stuff that you don't really want for your life? Some of y'all are too much in your feelings. Y'all giving up sexual energy just because going based on how you feel. Feelings change. Feelings can change. You can feel one way, another next minute you can feel a different way. So if you're only going by what you feel, then that's going to keep you in traps. It's going to keep setting you up to be dealing with people based on how you feel instead of what the facts are, instead of giving it more time. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are, maybe you guys didn't learn that. Maybe you guys have had a tumultuous upbringing, or it could have been in your adult life where you're choosing to engage with people that are not for your highest good. Some of you guys keep attracting your parents, and you know that if they were very toxic, that's not good to attract. Some of you guys are being asked to reparent yourself. Reparent yourself. Because in childhood, you learned that you don't need boundaries. You couldn't have boundaries. You weren't being taught boundaries and what they were, because I'm pretty sure some of you guys might have had one or two parents that kept disrespecting your boundaries that you did have for yourself. In turn, what does that do? That will allow us not to have boundaries with other people, especially regarding who you're sleeping with. Some of you guys may need to really take time out to see what self-love is. How does that love for yourself correlate to who you're engaging with in sex? Some of you guys need to do some inner wound healing. And let me go and see what this book is called. The Sacred Woman. The Sacred Woman. So it's a book, Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this is The Sacred Woman. The Sacred Woman is the book. You can purchase this on Amazon as well. This is a workbook, and it's involving you healing your womb. A lot of us have a lot of traumas regarding the womb. I know I did. I know I do. Still. And we might have come out of a toxic womb. And let's be clear, a lot of us have come out of wombs that have been through a lot, that has been violated, that has not seen its worth, that may not have even wanted us to be here. Let's be clear. Some of the wombs that we were birthed from, these are people that may not have wanted us, may have been an accident, may have been violated, and that's how we came here. So it's so much where this is going on from generation to generation to generation. You yourself may have birthed children into this world where you know that your womb was very, traumatized. You had things that happened to you as a child, and then you still went out, met more people, and may have had a traumatic situation experience with them. So not only are you bringing things that happened to your womb before you even got into your relationships, but then you get into the relationships and now your womb has things from the past. They have these relationships, and then you birth these children. And then what do we expect these children to turn out to be? So this book is a journal, and it's 84 days. 84 days. And it will help you clear out some of that negative, old, stagnant energy from your womb. It gives you time to just reset. Reset your energy with your womb. You do not want to keep attracting people that are not for your highest good, sleeping with people that are not for your highest good, or that remind you of past trauma. A lot of these people, especially if you haven't healed, that you attract are people that has violated you already in your past. And now it's just coming back around of situations that has been tumultuous, of reminding you that your boundaries are not as ironclad as they should be. I'm hearing that the Most High wants you guys to love yourselves more. The Most High, your mother and your father, which art in heaven, which heaven is in your heart, wants you to love yourself more. Because every time that you're engaging with someone else, you don't tell God, wait right here. Wait right here while I go disrespect myself. Wait right here while I bust these, you know what I'm saying? You don't tell God to wait right here. No, God is always with you. God is with you on these excursions that you're going on, these little trips that you're taking. God is with you when you're allowing yourself to lower your standards and boundaries for people that don't respect you because you're not respecting yourself. You should be loving the people that you're engaging in sex with. It shouldn't just be something that happens, sporadically or casually. And I'm not here to force or judge, because, hey, I'm speaking to myself too. I'm speaking to myself too, guys. We've been taking sex too casually, And maybe at one point in time, you looked at sex, you took it very serious. Like, I'm not sleeping with somebody XYZ, this YZ. And now it seems like we don't have any boundaries, especially the older that we get. A lot of us feel like, well, I haven't met nobody this long. I'm okay to have fun, or I've waited this X amount of time, or some of you guys may have had stricter boundaries at one point in time, and you guys started slowly letting down your guards regarding who you're involved with. It's all connected to how you love yourself. What do you feel like love is? How you define love? How love shows up for you? How you would like love to show up for you when you're dealing with other people? You may have been shown the wrong way. Confirmation, my alarm went off. You may have been shown the wrong way to love, or maybe love. You may have been shown love, but that love hurts. That love, to show your love is by giving away your sexual energy. I don't know. Everybody's situation and experience is different, but I'm here to tell you guys that you're being asked to find out what love is, what love means to you. You may not have felt that love growing up, but it's your responsibility as an adult to find out what love is and give that love that you should have received to yourself. Reparent yourself. That will work better for you. That will have you engaging in more meaningful interactions with others versus just giving it up to any old man. Some of you guys need to journal. Some of you guys may be journaling. You're enough. You don't have to give away. Just like I said at the start of the message, some of y'all feel like, well, shoot, we all got the same thing. Right. So if we all got the same thing, why are you giving yours away? Why are you giving it up? Why let them go give theirs up? Before engaging with anyone, you need to have inner peace within yourself. You need to be able to say that I am enough. Even before I give away my body, I'm enough. Sex is supposed to be, where you can procreate, where you are sharing this energy with someone else because you guys love each other and this is the way that you're showing love. But a lot of us have just been sleeping with anybody. People that don't give a damn about us. People that don't love us. People that we're using the fact that we like them. We got emotions for them. And that's okay. That justifies our actions for sleeping with these people. No. It doesn't justify it. We shouldn't be sleeping with everybody that we like. Your womb is asking. I'm hearing. Your womb has went through generations of trauma. Generations of trauma. Our bloodlines have went through generations of trauma. Think back when we were getting forced by the slave masters to sleep with them. And how we never healed. And we just kept creating. And then we kept creating. Big Mama got forced. Mama might have got raped. You might have had experienced that. And even if you didn't experience nothing like that, it just could have been the fact of, hey, we didn't know our worth back then. then we don't know our worth now. So we just got to see. Everybody has different traumas that they have experienced. But now it's time to focus on the healing aspect of the womb. So I do recommend this, The Sacred Woman. It gives you some things on how to eat properly, to cleanse your energy, how to, some mantras, some things that you can focus on during your healing time, journaling, medicines, different oils to use. Because some of us is lost out here. Include me. I'm going to be the first one to put my hand up, because a lot of the times, you know, I've made decisions that were not for my best interest regarding sex. Yes, myself, you know. And, you know, it's always good, even if you haven't done this thus far, you can start today. Commit to having boundaries and finding out what your boundaries are. Committing to loving yourself properly. Commit to healing your womb before you're engaging with other people. Don't nobody want to be attracting losers. We talk about attraction, but what about your womb? What is it attracting? Have you been letting some losers enter? For you men, have you been going into some toxic wounds? Do you know what these wounds been through? That's why when people say, well, your body count don't matter. Yeah, if you find somebody that you care about and they've already have a past, maybe you don't want to hold that against them. That's cool. But you got to think about what's attached to all these bodies bodies. They show you the little chart when you go to the doctor. If you slept with this person and they slept with this person, you done slept with everybody that they slept with. So this is also to the people that think they good girls, or because I fall into that category where you haven't had that many sexual partners, but the partners that you have slept with everybody. But that doesn't make you that doesn't look good. It doesn't make you feel good. And so what's the point? If you're going to allow somebody to come into your womb that's been with everybody, you might as well go out there and take them chances with everybody. I mean, because what's the point? You're not even dealing with people that respect themselves. But yet you won't respect. This is what I have to tell myself. This is what I tell myself, y'all. So, your life is a canvas. If you're trying to attract peaceful experiences, if you're trying to attract experiences where you get a lot of pleasure, but then at the end of them, you won't feel shame that you done slept with them. You won't feel all like you running amok. And then people will even say marriage. Yes, we should be married, you know, if that's what you want to do. I'm not the one that's going to harp down marriage in people's throats. I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, people might not choose that route. But even if you don't choose that route, make sure that you're sleeping with people that you actually care about, that actually cares about you. Put your boundaries up so you don't have to feel shameful after the experience, so that you don't have to be in regret, so that you don't have to feel like your world has been knocked out of whack. Your pH is off. You're out of balance. Because how are you feeling when you're drawing in these people? What's your womb already start off with? Before you even let somebody enter the womb, before you enter somebody's womb, how do you feel? And then that's what you're going to attract. If you find yourself continuing to sleep with people that are not for your highest good, take a look at yourself. Take a look at how you're defining love. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this just to prove a point? To prove that to compete? To say, oh, I can do it better than the next person in the bedroom? Girl, boy, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Like, stop it, y'all. Everybody got good pee. Everybody got good pee, women. Wake up. I done told so many women this before men start saying it. Dang near every woman got good pee. It's a tight, wet hole. So stop thinking that you can do it so good or suck it so good that you about to outdo somebody else. Who cares? That still ain't gonna guarantee you nothing in this world. Nobody in this world. Nobody cares. So if you're leading with your sexuality and that's all you have, what are you going to attract? If you've had years of trauma, if you've traumatized yourself, if you've had instances where you've been violated, where you've been hurt, where things have been sketchy or involving sex, heal that within yourself first before engaging in those type of situations. Some of you guys aren't having orgasms either because you're not in tune. You're not connecting your body, your mind, your body, your heart together. It all has to be aligned. Some of you guys are not coming because these people are not stimulating you. You're not having them stimulate you before you guys are engaging. You're not going to even have a good time. You're giving it up too quick. You're doing it to please the person. You might have had boundaries starting off, but then you let down your boundaries to keep somebody, to keep a man. To beat out the competition, so you think. This is what love is. Sharing your body, so you think, with somebody that don't love you. Yeah, so it's all about boundaries. Boundaries is getting you guys in sticky situations, period. And like I said, whether masculine or feminine, be careful of what you're going into. Who are you? How are you feeling about your own body and about yourself before you decide to go and enter someone, before you let somebody enter your portal? This is a portal. Babies come out of there. That's important. And while I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. This is where your babies come from. You can't just let anybody go in there. And to the people who said, I've already done let a lot of people go in there. So it's never too late to change that. It's never too late to change your standards. It's never too late to love yourself and have a new love for yourself to where I'm not putting up with this. I'm not allowing this. I'm not letting anybody just run amok up into my hole. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to attract better partners. You know, I keep getting mother. So something is happening regarding this mother energy. Some of you guys and gals have been birthed from, like I said, some wombs that went through a lot before y'all even got here. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting that you guys, that the Most High, your mother, wants to bring you guys healing energy, wants you guys to actually love yourself, actually realize how sacred you are, how special you are, regardless if everybody got the same pee. It might look the same, but no, everybody's not you. And it ain't because you can do it better than the next person. No, baby girl, no, baby boy. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. You know, because if anything, even if you're dealing with toxic people and you got a great sex game, all you doing is creating a soul tie. You ain't healed yourself for nothing. Y'all just tied to each other. And that's just hard to disconnect from, is soul ties with people. Go out and find your life purpose. A lot of y'all life purpose is to spread love. Is to, I'm here especially for somebody that may feel shame, like they've engaged with a lot of people that may not have been for your highest good. You may have been kind of loose around that area. It's never too late for y'all to be a testimony to other people on what they shouldn't do, on what you've experienced or what they could do, on how to have inner peace, how to love yourself, which translate to your sexuality. But it's something that has to do with mother. And I'm getting that you guys may need to connect, ground yourselves, connect, go hug a tree, go outside, meditate. You're going to hear messages and downloads that you need to on how to love yourself properly, what love is for yourself. These are things that you may be thinking about in these next few weeks, months to come. Is you're really going to be emphasizing what love is, what boundaries should I set in place, what boundaries have I already set in place that I have messed up, what boundaries are actually achievable, and what boundaries I might have set that were too unrealistic. Some of you guys need rest.